just watch my shakes hurt.
Even the simple act of putting on a microphone turns into an exhausting and demoralizing battle. So does eating.
Well, just imagine for a minute that part of your body you rely on most for your job doesn't work the way you need it to, and that it had been happening for so long that you'd given up hoping it could ever get any better. Well, that's exactly what happened to award-winning CTV cameraman Kirk Neff. But in a new W5 series airing this week on CTV National News, his story and the chance encounter that gave him hope and function again is being told by Chief News anchor Omar Sachedina. Kirk Neff joins us live this morning to talk about this. Kirk, this is an inspiring story, but the happenstance of how this all came about. First of all, let's talk about this neurological disorder. What is it? How long have you been living? Had you been living with it?
So it's called essential tremors, and I've been living with it, well, since I was young, but I got diagnosed when I was 16. Mm-hmm. So when I went in to get it looked at from the doctor, they just basically said, sit on this table. And my feet were hanging. I just remember hanging, and the doctor looked at me and said, okay, you don't have Parkinson's. So essential tremors is more like when you're active and doing something, and Parkinson's is more when you're relaxed.
I see.
So,
okay.
I mean, there's more to it, but that's the short version.
Yeah, the short version, which works
right.
for, a breakfast show. So let's talk about this. You were doing a story with a surgeon, and she noticed, hey, your hands are shaking here. I can help you.
Well, the funny thing is that I did this shoot with this neurosurgeon for the Toronto Western Hospital, not thinking it was a neurosurgeon's, right? Because you just do your job. And I always just tell people, just so they're relaxed, because I shake so much when I put a mic on. Yeah. And I don't want them to think I'm nervous, to make them nervous. And I'll tell them, hey, I'm just putting a mic on, I have tremors, but, blah, blah, blah. And she looked at me and said, I can fix that. That's all she said. She just looked at me and said, I can fix that. So by the end of the interview we shot, I was talking to her secretary, we booked an appointment, and 2 weeks later I was in her office. And
So you had this surgery while you were awake to deal with the tremors in your left hand, the right hand still to come.
Right.
But talk us through the idea of undergoing surgery where they're cutting into your head and you're awake.
Well, the crew was amazing. They made you aware of what was going to happen, but it was just incredible. Like, they put this thing over your head, and so that way your head stays still while they do the operation. And I just remember hearing the sound. Like, the doctor had to tell me to be quiet, because you can hear it's almost like a static sound. And what that is the sound of the tremors.
Wow.
And every time they got closer and closer, in part 2 tonight, you'll see that they insert the electronode into my head, and it's a little pin. And as they got closer and closer to the tremors, it got quieter and quieter, the sound. To one point, I just remember it was so quiet in that surgery room that all I heard was, okay, we got it.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
so
crazy.
It's audible when they open your head.
Absolutely.
That really, that blows my mind, Kirk. So how have you been post-surgery? I know you've got to go back for the right, but what's the difference been like? How's this?
Oh, it's night and day. Like, you'd see my hand there. That used to be my worst hand.
Yeah.
And this used to be my good hand. Well, I'm a little nervous now, but this is what happens, right? You get nervous and you're put on the spot. And that's our job, is that we're always doing something that's high end or, on the moment and quick, right?
So, I mean, Kirk, you've been around the world, war zones, disaster zones, high profile interviews and everything else. This must have played with your mind as much as it played with your, concentration. What's that been like now, knowing that there's, you're going to be like that on your right side soon?
Oh, it's a new beginning. Like, I remember crying to the doctor and told her, I said, you saved my life. Like, you saved my career. And I get emotional because it's essential tremors takes a lot out of you. Yeah. It's not like you're just shaking. It's like you're constantly working. Your body's like shaking and you're working. Yeah. And to have one half, as soon as they turn on the pacemaker, my body just went, wow. Just relief. Like, it was just like a sense of relief after 30 some odd years.
Yeah. I watched part 1 last night. I will be watching parts 2 and 3 the next couple days.
Great.
Hey, thank you. You're an inspiration. Really appreciate this. So good to see you. And I'm so happy that this is helping you so much. This is great.
Thank you so much.
Kirk Neff, ladies and gentlemen. More CP24 breakfast right ahead. And again, catch this tonight on CTV National News with Omar.